It's time for a sunny Christmas with MFT and Ellen Hutson. Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I've got a really fun summery Christmas card to share with you today. I live in Australia. We have hot Christmases. So we're at the beach, we have barbecues, we swim in a pool. It's not the whole snuggly, snowy scene thing we have here. So I thought it'd be fun to make a really summery, hot Christmas card to share with you today. So I've started with the Bright Sentiment, and this is from a set called Merry Christmas Blend. And this is a really unique style of stamp and coordinating dies because you can actually stamp out the sentiment in multiple colours. I'm using 2 for each portion of the sentiment. So for the Merry here, what I've done is I've stamped out the base layer in a bright blue, and then I die cut out of some scrap cardstock the word Merry, which is a coordinating die, and I'm just holding that negative space of the die cut over top of my word so that I can ensure that the E and the R, when I stamp them in a different colour, are going to be in the right portion of the word Merry and when I die cut it out. And I did do a nice bright green for that. The Christmas, I've done exactly the same thing. I've just got a pink and an orange, and if you've ever visited me before, you know that that is my all-time favourite colour combo for card making. And I thought it'd be really fun to use those 2 colours together here for the word Christmas. And I did exactly the same technique. I used the negative space of the die cut to line up the second portion of my stamping. Now I have a friend who has a similar set from MFT, and she made the whole sentiment, each letter different colours, like rainbow colours, and that looks incredible, and I'll link that video here, and it'll be in the description below as well. So here's how I actually die cut these letters out. I've got that same scrap piece of paper, I've taped it over top, and then I am actually taping the die cut within that negative space. It kind of clips in like a jigsaw piece, and then I can just run the whole thing through my Gemini Junior, and by taping it in place I know that it's not going to shift while I'm die cutting it. And this is just going to give me really, you take the guesswork out of it because it's almost like a solid die for this sentiment, and I know that it's going to be in the right place when it cuts it out. And I did the same thing for the word Merry. Now here's the real summary thing. I mean, I know these colours are right out there. Certainly not Christmas colours today. But I've stamped out the Sun-Lovin Santa, some images from that set, and I've just sped up the Copic colouring here. I just wanted to share with you the colours that I've used, and you'll see the lids off to the side, but I will also link them at my blog. And today he's got a blue hat, which I figured is a really good one for summer at the beach for Santa. And his sunglasses, of course. So this video today is part of a hop, and it's with Ellen Hutson and the new release from MFT, which they have kindly sent me some stamps to play with, and this was in with those stamps, and I just couldn't resist creating with these like kind of summery Christmassy stamps. I know a lot of people here in Australia who really struggle with the idea of wintry cards for Christmas, so it is nice to have different options. I don't mind making snow scenes on cards. I kind of like snowflakes on cards, so it doesn't tend to bother me, but it's good to have options. And if you do live in an area where you have wintry Christmases sometimes, is that a word? Christmases. I think I might have put one too many S's in there. But you probably know people that live in an area where they have a warm Christmas, or maybe they need cheering up with a nice bright summery Christmas card so that it feels like summer's not so far away. My colouring here today, it isn't very technical. I did keep it fairly simple because it's a very busy card for me. I tend towards the clean and simple over layers, but I knew this was going to be busy. So a lot of the colouring, you know, if you really go into detail on everything, you're actually not going to notice, because you're going to look at the whole card and this big bold sentiment's going to pop out. And I just wanted to have fun and relax and colour, which is something that I love to do. How cool are these palm trees? So when I stamped out my images, I did leave them in the MISTI, and that way, after I'd done my colouring, I could come in with pigment ink and just add that black bold line over top again. And I find that just really crisps up the images and the outlines of the images. And just a little trick here I did with the trees is because I wanted 4 of the trees, I actually used 1 piece of cardstock and turned it round 4 times to restamp. It's just easier than trying to do 4 different pieces of cardstock. I've got it's the mini cloud edge die. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Mini cloud edges. Stencil. It's not even a die, it's a stencil. And I'm using my blending brushes to add a really subtle background. Now this is seriously how long it takes me to work out which portion of the die I'm going to add the clouds with. And sometimes I still get it wrong. But it's just a pale blue that I'm adding, and it's only a really subtle background effect. But it does take me a long time to make these. It's a really quick and easy thing to do. I don't know why I hesitate so much over it. So the next portion of my sentiment comes from an Alan Hutson set. It's one of their newer ones called Totally Random Sayings, Volume 3. And I thought it'd be fun to add that beneath my Merry Christmas sentiment here, because it is a really fun card. I've popped up my sentiment just with some foam squares today because I did want it to have that kind of look. The gap, often I'll add things on fun foam, but today I thought it'd be good to add the foam squares just for a different look. Some of the palm trees I've just adhered directly to the card base, and the other ones I've added some foam dots to, and I did pop up my little Santa and my flamingo, because of course flamingos are a Christmas icon. Well, they are nowadays anyway. So I'll link everything at my blog. You can find the links to the hop there as well, and that'll be in the description below. And if you haven't already, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel, and also click on that thumbs up button if you did like what you've seen today. And I'll be back here again real soon. I look forward to seeing you then. Happy paper crafting. Bye.